It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
I want to play a game.
Hello and welcome to the Sounds from the Grave podcast. My name is Yussef.
My name is Vania.
And you don't know Jack.
No, you don't. Because clearly you guys have not suffered for the past 2 days that we have
Oh yeah.
suffered.
Oh yeah. It has been straight up torture.
Guys, like, oh my god. I have never gotten the dirtiest of stare downs. Nonetheless, not a lot of sleep. Not a lot of sleep at all. So yeah, so let's actually get into this. We have had actually some interesting days come up behind us as everybody's talking about the speculation map, but not only that, exciting week with lots of accidents and lots of torture, and then excitement in the end. Don't you think?
I definitely agree. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind week if you're a Horror Nights fan. Like you said, we have that spec map that's already going around that's throwing up a bunch of rumors. There is that leak that we need to talk about as well. And there's also the how much, like 6 hours worth of torture was it?
Yeah, it was very close to
Jeez,
6
man,
hours of torture.
That's ridiculous. But you know what? It paid off in the end. We got a lot of reveals going on. It's exciting. It's a very, very good day. This is Thursday that we're recording. It's a very good day to be a Horror Nights fan right now.
Absolutely. So let's actually dive into this. So crazy enough, on Tuesday, there's a little crazy link going around by HHN Rumors. Shout out to them. They have a crazy setup. If you guys haven't seen their pictures on Twitter, they have a crazy setup. They actually have the quadruple monitors.
I did
Plus,
see
they look
that,
like
yeah.
they have like a little studio area. I'm like, how do you afford this shit? But but that's just me though. But other than that, they dropped a cute little link there, and I was like, no, it wasn't HHN Rumors. Sorry, that was during the day of yesterday. Sorry, it was Sunshine Frights dropped the link, saying, oh well, he's back, and then when I click on the link, it is the leaked video. So that was crazy, and it was circulating around for a little bit. And yeah, guys, like it was a wild day on Tuesday.
It was. I remember. I think I was at work, and you just randomly sent me a text on Discord, and you were just like, "You need to see this," with like no context, just like, "You need to see this."
Yeah.
And of course, by the time I got to it, they had they had taken it down. It was already a private video, but luckily you screen grabbed it and sent it to me, and I was a very happy camper because I was like, "Oh my gosh. He's back."
Yeah.
He's back.
So, yeah, it was crazy because it seems like it had been circulating around for a bit. It got too close to almost 300 views. But it didn't hit like the thousands like it kind of did today. But other than that, it was very wild. The fact that it was the only thing that I gotta say about that leak, because I feel as this is my first year as a Horror Nights fan page, kind of like another Horror Nights fan page, or whatever you may want to call me. I don't know what you guys want to call me, but I know that you guys just consider me like another Howling Horror Nights Twitter, social, whatever the heck you guys want to do it. Like, but we're all friends here. But other than that, it's like, it's weird because the video just circulated faster than I'm pretty sure they anticipated, and it was intense. Especially the fact that there were people who were against the leaks, and then other people said that they have done this in the past, but this is my first time in the community witnessing a leak. So it's a little iffy on this point.
Yeah, but I mean, at least it wasn't like a huge leak, and it was something that even if you didn't get a chance to see it, you got to see it like a day or two later, thankfully. So at least
Yeah.
if you, I feel like the leak wasn't too crazy. It was easily contained, in my opinion. So I think it was okay.
Yeah. So, but the only thing that I do gotta say about the leak, though, but it did feel a little bit of a marketing strategy, at least on my end,
Hmm.
because it seems like they kind of use select YouTube channels that kind of have a little bit of a theme park following, and they just kind of leak it through unexpected theme park YouTube channels. But that's just me. But unless these YouTube channels accidentally got a hold of it by another something within someone within the company, which is sad, that kind of thing, or if this is just all a marketing strategy. What do you think?
Um, what I'm thinking is it's probably something they got sent out to those theme park YouTube channels a little bit in advance, so they could maybe get ready to like make up like a hype video for it and like reaction videos. And at some point, maybe somebody leaked it by accident or something like that.
Like an entire the thing is like to me is like an entire commercial rather than just a reaction video. Like for me it just doesn't make sense in general unless they misunderstood the day with Thursday and
Could be,
Tuesday.
could be.
I did hear that these leaks do happen very often within the community. Like I said, this is my first time within the community, and I didn't know that there were leaks early on. This is the first time I'm kind of like very hardcore following kind of thing. I mean, I always like am on top of the Halloween Horror Nights hype train, but I always find out through the website. But I think since this announcement, like things come out way faster than the actual announcement actually comes out.
Yeah, because normally whenever I used to get my news, it was unfortunately from the Facebook Hornets group, which has become kind of toxic, which I don't really follow anymore. I am much happier in the Twitter aspect of it. The people are much nicer. They're much more welcoming, and there's more of like that sense of family, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah, but yeah, like I wasn't expecting it to be a leak because like they had been so secretive about it before. But at the same time, like I said, it's something that got resolved pretty quickly, and it's something that got revealed like a day later. So
Yeah, a day or two later, but the only thing that I will disagree about the leak is the fact that people. I get it. Whether this be a marketing strategy or if it's like someone just was like, "Fuck it, let me just go against," because I feel
could
like,
be.
I might just, get the fame while I can, get those extra views in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
make my YouTube weekly look nice. But yeah, I don't like the fact that people had screen recorded. I've screen recorded the video. I am very guilty of that, and I'm sorry for whoever is hearing this from the Universal team. But I did not leak it. I did not repost the video, and the only thing I do find that quite, in my opinion, very disrespectful. To repost the video for the people who were fortunate to see it, they were fortunate to see it. But if it's not meant for the public's eyes yet, or nothing has been announced publicly, I feel like it is a little bit disrespectful to repost the video, especially in other aspects and other like just just out there, like like
Hmm.
oh you got the evidence, okay, but like but at the same time, but you're also a pawn of spreading something that was not meant to come out yet, kind of thing. So,
Yeah, I definitely felt like when you sent it to me, I didn't show it to anybody. I literally like kept it close. I was like, this it's like a little thing just for me type thing. Like that's how I felt it was.
yeah. Well, I wanted you to know, because we talk about these things constantly.
Yeah.
Yusuf and I have been going to Halloween Horror Nights maybe 2 years now, together, kind of thing. whenever we can, because he usually does the frequent fear for September. I do the whole haunt season
Yeah.
until Petrified decides to kidnap me, kind of thing. Yeah, but other than that, it's kind of been a little weird because it's just the fact that people want to spread that video around just like before its actual release. But it is what it is. I feel like it's that at any point, of what's the difference between screen capping something and pirating something
That's true.
not supposed to be out yet. So no one cares at this point. There's no consequences for that unless it's actually very severe. But
Yeah. But anyway, outside of the leak, we do have to move on to the official stuff, which is the 6 hours of torture that we have all received. My torture itself started at midnight the night before the announcement. Because you literally messaged me at exactly 12 when I was sitting down, when thinking we were just going to record a podcast episode. And that completely got sidetracked. We were like, no, we got to stay up for this. We got to see what this is about. And and literally we were just like glued to our screens, because if anybody were to like walk in to my room and just see me staring at static for a solid 3 hours, they would question my sanity.
Yeah. It was wild because the first pattern I actually noticed was at 3 p.m. I actually started watching it at 3. No, it's close to maybe 3 or 5. I noticed it, and then HHN Rumors. This is when HHN Rumors actually comes in. Not Sunshine Frights. HHN Rumors. Posted a little link that had some weird coding on it, and I was like, oh, okay, let me just click on this. And then it was just a Universal page, just staticky, and the chat is going wild, and we're just like, what the heck is going on? So it was like that for a good 20 to 30 minutes, and then it stopped. They're like, that's weird. And, I think Haunt Scene was there. A couple of people like Aaron and all sorts of stuff were there. And then after that, I just stopped. And it's just like, I didn't think much of it. But then I was at the gym when it started going off again at 9 p.m. and I was just at the gym, just minding my own business, and I heard that it had gone off again. So then I was about to tell Yussef about it, but Yussef didn't pick up his phone. But
I was at work.
He was at work. He actually has a reason. But then, literally at midnight, when I was getting ready to record, I was kind of multitasking. If you guys didn't know already, I'm kind of VR chat trash. I was on VR chat and I was watching the stream while on VR chat, but then as soon as it was getting really close to like midnight, I had just messaged Yussef to get on, because it just seems like shit was just getting close, because we did get different images rather than just static, and we were just glued to our TV.
Yeah, I honestly, when we saw that, when I was looking at the code on the description of the live stream, I looked like an insane maniac just writing the letters that were circled on and just like trying to figure them out. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm writing. This doesn't make any sense. I'm going crazy right now.
Yeah, like I heard from a lot of people from the chat today that it's like a type of anagram kind of thing. So
okay.
I wouldn't know how to decode that kind of thing.
Yeah.
A lot of us tried to. I know that we made a solid attempt, but no one has come close.
Yeah.
And I still want Universal to still give us the answer anyway, since we tried. We did things.
Yeah, but then, of course, after midnight, nothing happened. Like, it just ended, and we were like, son of a bitch, why?
Okay, guys, this may seem like it's nothing, but it was everything. Like, this was like the adrenaline rush you did not need at midnight. It was just anticipating. You just kept looking at the images to see if you kind of saw any Easter eggs.
Like,
it was literally like caffeine that you didn't know could exist in your body just came out.
Like, there are two things I wanted to bring up. First of all, the fact that we were talking on Discord while we were watching it at the same time, and we were like little kids. Every time the static would change, it would be like, "Oh, look, it's different static. Oh my god, the fog is back."
The fact that we pointed out that there was a different static.
And,
Yusuf had some kind of recording on that.
yeah, I recorded some of it on
that we were
OBS.
just
Yeah,
being stupid. It was.
because I'm like, okay, it's getting close to like 12:30. It's getting close to 1 a.m. I'm like, I'm gonna just screen record this and just in case anything happens. And then nothing happened. But there was that, and then just like also seeing the chat, and I'm like, look at all the people that we know from like the Twitter community, and I'm like, look, we're all coming together in this way, and I'm like, that's amazing,
We all came together in torture, to be fair.
Yeah, but it was a good time though. Just
Yeah.
I gotta say, Universal Marketing does such a good job of building up the hype and building up the anxiety for it. So I'm okay with it. I'm glad they did it that way because
Excuse my language. They're great at blue balling.
Yeah, they really are.
Universal blue balls.
That's Jesus. You know what? That's no. I was gonna say that's our hashtag, but that's too much. I think that was a little too much.
Yeah, it's a little too much. Scratch that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But then anyway, this morning I get another phone call from you saying, "Hey, get back on YouTube. It's back on." I'm like, "It's back on the menu. I'm on."
Literally, I just got to work, and all I see is like, shit, they're back at it again. And I was like, oh, here we go. Round 4, let's get it.
Like, I'm just imagining that, like, that meme from Grand Theft Auto where the guy's like, shit, here we go again.
Again, yeah. Basically.
Yeah, and of course, like, I had to do my stuff in the morning because I had to work. So I'm like, all right, I got to do some dishes. I got to have my breakfast, all that kind of stuff. And meanwhile, I'm on YouTube on either my computer or on my TV and just like waiting for something, and I'm like, okay, the static is driving me crazy, like to the like in a good way where I'm like, I'm definitely gonna sleep to this at some point now.
Yo,
Just like the
I
sound
kind
of
of miss
static.
the static though.
Me
I kinda
too.
miss
It was very hypnotizing, honestly.
Yeah, the anticipation definitely grew.
Yeah.
And the fact that people also referenced a lot of Rocky Horror Picture Show in the chat just gave me life, and I'm like, all right, we love that.
And of course, it was like that one bit of like pixelated imagery that looked like long hair, and we were like, oh my god, it could be the caretaker.
My God.
And I remember
A lot of
too.
people were saying Chance's hair, and I'm like, damn, y'all are giving Chance a really bad hairline, my dude.
Yeah,
like,
I was
y'all
about to
need
say, I'm like,
chillax.
dang. And funny enough, too, one of my first reaction to that was like, could it be The Ring? Because I was like, oh, it's like the whole videotape, like nasty thing. But then I was like, you know what? No, that doesn't work. It can't be. Like I said, the hairline, same thing. The hairline is way too high up there to like be Samara.
Yeah.
But it would have been cool if it was The Ring. It would have been pretty cool in my opinion.
Yeah, I would have been surprised.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Well, there was a lot more stuff going on, like, as time went on with the static, because at one point the static stopped and we heard, like, this weird noise. And immediately I'm like, oh my, like, literally screaming in the house because I was by myself, just going, oh my god. And then the static started back up and I'm like, fucking A.
everybody was just like, "Oh, that VHS tape or the television just needs a really good slap,
Yeah.
and it will just work." And I'm like, "Guys, it doesn't work that way."
Yeah, that and not only that, just like after a while too, when like the TV by itself popped up, and we heard that sound again, and I was doing dishes, I dropped a dish and just ran in front of the TV just to make sure I didn't miss a thing. And then of course it fades back to the static, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, Universal, come on.
Oh my gosh! And the fact that the towards the end of the noon mark, the fog imagery just kept staying longer and longer.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, like they're getting the VHS to work. Not that it actually is real or anything, but it's just it was interesting way of marketing.
Yeah.
Because a little bit like it reminded me a little bit of the way that they did the Team Halloween last year, but it wasn't so much static. It was just a lot of I kind of felt like I was watching like a pending hotel video last year
Interesting.
at 3 p.m. But other than that, it was very weird because it's just, oh man, just the intensity that just kept building through the chat, and everybody's just like, "It's an Among Us house. It's a Duran
Oh,
Duran
yeah.
house." I'm like, y'all
Duran,
need
oh
to
my
shut
God.
the fuck up. Like, yeah,
Oh,
it was it
Jesus.
was. But a lot of our friends were on today. Oh, a good handful. I feel like at midnight they had the most people watching,
Yeah.
but they just blue balled literally the entire world at that point. I was like, y'all hit almost close to 1,000, and y'all didn't do shit. Like,
Yeah.
and they broadcasted it what to like 300 people today,
Yeah.
300,
Like
people.
I'm literally imagining like the people that are that are like supervising the live stream, just like going like, yeah, we're gonna keep them waiting. Just being like all
Yeah.
coy about it, and I'm just like, I hate you people sometimes.
It makes me wonder if like there was like a type of switcher during during that like whole,
Hmm.
because like the fact that it just kept switching between images, and it was completely random sometimes too.
Yeah,
Unless they actually like someone really sat down and edited 6 whole hours.
that's a lot though.
All just
I mean,
static.
I'm assuming it
And
might have been a switcher since it was like a live thing.
like
Hey,
I think so too. I
yeah,
think so too.
but yeah, like after the static finally ended, what happened next?
So when the static finally ended, first of all, I would like to point out I tried to get a hold of Yussef, but he would not answer his goddamn phone.
I mean, I was watching it though.
And okay, before we get literally, to be fair, during this freaking live stream, I almost said the F word. Um, I was so frustrated. Um, at noon, they thought it was cute to drop tickets in the middle of this live stream. They thought it was cute. And they were like, oh, let's drop tickets on the Universal app. So they decided to drop tickets, and it was single days. The Rip Tour, of course, and then there's the Unmasking, which I see that a lot of you guys have reserved. Good on you. I'm waiting for my Frequent Fear to actually reserve mine. But other than that, yeah, so they decided they thought it was real cute for us to all just get our tickets literally at that point where we're all just waiting for noon. And then time passes by. Some person yells out in freaking the chat, Five and Dine, apparently there's a new Jack shirt.
Oh my god, yes, that was a whole thing too.
And I cried because I really wanted it. And of course, as you guys already know, I am a hardcore. I mean, I'm a hardcore Jack fan, but not as hardcore as my dad. So I decided to get it for both of us. But then Yussef somehow got a shirt before me, and I ended up not getting jack shit.
Ah, I see what you did there.
And like quite jack shit. Like it was awful. Like I found the shirt first. I was ordering it, then it was giving me problems with my card, and then I was trying to switch cards, and Yusef was already done with his shit.
Meanwhile,
And he
I'm
was
over
even
here
asking
like,
me.
I got my receipt.
I got my receipt, and I'm like, I'm crying. So then I tell Yusef I'm frustrated, and then I hang up on him, and then I'm calling Universal, and I'm like, yo, please, like, and then I'm there for like 15 minutes on the fucking line, and it's about to hit like noon, and I'm like nervous. Like, am I gonna have to talk to an agent while I'm watching this freaking live stream? Are you kidding me? So that kind of thing. So finally, 15 minutes pass. An agent gets to me, and I told them, "Hey, I know you guys have been getting this question a lot. The Jack shirt. I'll have any." And then they put me on hold because they weren't sure if they had any more, and
Oh.
I was crying, and I was like, "Oh God, I really want it." And then finally, they told me that they still had some in stock. I was able to order it through the phone. So as you guys already know, a lot. This was also a situation last year with the Beetlejuice shirt, and a lot of the pre-order for the other Beetlejuice shirt that came out as preview as well. The newer. I call it a Tim Burton esque looking shirt. A lot of people called in for those. If they sold out on the website, so I was finally get my shirts, but with only 11:52 to spare. But then I saw a lot of people. Universal had talked about that they were just about to announce something, and then I call Yussef like a mad person, and I spammed this guy, phone call to phone call, nothing, just because he's getting his hands wet.
Well, yeah.
And literally, he calls me the minute, and when they put up the new link in the chat, because you guys know that they were gonna send a new link to send you to the actual announcement rather than just stay in the chat. He calls me literally the minute they had just announced that lovely, lovely Jack announcement,
Yep.
and then he didn't see it. He didn't see it.
I
Actually,
did
go
see
up.
it.
No, you didn't. Stop lying.
I literally saw it like 3 times already.
Yeah, after it went live.
Well, so what? It's literally. I
It's
literally
not
saw
as
it like.
fun unless you see it on preview,
I
though.
literally saw it like 1 minute after it got posted.
1 minute, and that shit's like 40 seconds.
Whatever,
Get on that
whatever.
level.
Listen, at
Yeah,
least I
he
saw
didn't
it.
click on the link, and he just ended up missing it. So he just watched 6 hours of static for nothing.
Whatever.
No,
I still
well,
got to see
not
it though.
6 hours. Maybe
I'm gonna say like 3
no,
and
three,
yeah.
three.
Well,
Yeah,
and if you count the day before, I would say like
but you
4.
you did like one. We both did one.
Yeah.
On yesterday, but I did watch the 3 o'clock. I didn't watch the 9 o'clock. I watched the 20-minute one at 3. I watched midnight one, and then I watched, I think, an hour after it started. So I think I watched 5 to 4 of the
Mm,
static,
Jesus.
and talked to people on the chat. Just in hopes that we see some clues. Oh, and on top of that, the fucking code. The code. What does it mean?
What does the code mean?
Everybody was like, Mason, what does it mean? What do the numbers mean? I'm like, wait, what?
It's a
That shit
whole
was crazy.
Call of Duty thing. That's why.
Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah.
I need to play it more. Need to
But
play more Call of
but yeah,
Duty.
like after all that, we finally did get our announcement that a certain deranged clown is back in action. He's back in with a vengeance. That is, of course, the lovely, beautiful Jack.
Jack the Clown, Jack
Yeah.
Smith, John Jacob.
Yes, and not only that, so we also got, that video of him. We got an announcement that he would have his own house, and apparently
That was really unexpected.
he would be everywhere at the event.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
We want that. We always love that.
Yep.
I thought it was really cool that they incorporated that he would be everywhere at the event, especially since it's Howling Hornets 30, which is technically the number 3 is in there. He's had 3 outfits, so I'm expecting them to use all of it. So.
Yeah, because we did get some new pictures of him. We have like the new, current look of Jack with his original clown outfit,
Yeah.
and it was amazing.
Yeah,
It was like the
I think
perfect
those are my
blend.
favorite pictures.
Yeah, same here.
It makes me want to do things on Halloween, but I'm not going to
Oh
reveal
my
that
God.
right now. Okay, listen. First of all, top of my knife plate cake. No, I'm kidding. Not that. specifically, but yeah, it's definitely my favorite outfit that they had put out,
Yeah,
especially in the modern take. And they also redid his circus one a little bit too, just a
yeah, his
little
Carnival
bit.
of Carnage look. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't really touch up too much on 25 because it's so current,
Hmm.
but it's gonna be a good time. I'm really
Oh yeah.
excited because I feel like they haven't done a Jack House in a while, and since Chance kind of got his own, her own, why did I say that? Um, yeah, since Chance got her own house, it'd be cool to kind of just have a house just solely concentrated on Jack.
Yeah. Now, here's my question though. What are you hoping to see in this house?
So I'm hoping a little bit. Like, okay, to be honest, I'm really hoping to see him in his Shady Brook outfit. Shady Brook Asylum outfit. That'd be really cool to see. I've always wanted to like picture Jack in like an insane asylum kind of thing because he was a patient there kind of thing, and then I'm hoping to see like a recreation of maybe the murder of Oddfellow if maybe that's possible because I don't think we've ever actually seen Oddfellow or we've actually seen. I feel like his whole entire life in one house, but it still involves scares. But then at the end, of course, making an homage to all the years that he has practically ruled in Halloween Horror Nights, and it reminds me a lot of Monsters and Mayhem, where at the end of the house, he is practically everywhere. That you just see a lot of mannequins, but there's also a lot of scare actors dressed up as Jack coming at you, and it was a really. I feel like it's very similar. I feel like it's going to be a very similar concept
Hmm.
to that one room that we did see at the end of Monsters and Mayhem in 25.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for the same thing. I would really like to see like a whole culmination of his entire story, like canon story, and up until the end of it, which I think would be really cool to like see his time in Shady Brook, to see him in the circus before Oddfellow had him killed. Like I
Yeah,
would love to see that moment where Oddfellow betrayed him,
yeah.
and just literally like work our way from beginning to end of his entire story.
I would like to see Jack slay some crotch goblins. Sorry to all the parents out there. I
Crutch.
don't like children.
For a second, I was for a second I was about to say, what the hell is a crotch goblin? I completely forgot what you meant by crotch goblin.
But yeah, shout out to Reflections of Fear podcast. Again, brilliant concept with the HHN Tinder episode. I genuinely enjoyed that episode, especially seeing everybody's swipes and not swipes, but a lot of people in that podcast did decide to swipe left on Jack because he is kind of a degenerate and a little bit of, he doesn't like crotch goblins. Well, he kills crotch goblins, and I'm like, oh well, having a degrading kink, I mean, I'll swipe right. He doesn't like crotch goblins. Great. So, yeah, that's the whole thing that I was trying
Okay.
to get with Jack, kind of thing. But other than that, it'd be definitely interesting to see Jack, from his beginnings, from the killings of children to like basically throughout his entire life, especially in Shady Brook,
Yeah.
especially when he just leaves
Yeah.
and becomes ringmaster.
Yes, yes, yes. Now the other thing too is that got released is a whole kind of like a press like paragraph, I guess, that kind of explains a little bit about what's going on there, and I have it pulled up here. I'm gonna go ahead and read from it. It says here, as the sun sets on days filled with thrills in all of Universal's theme parks, the night awakens with a frightening chill at Universal Studios Florida. Just as in horror films, where the first to wander off meets a terrible fate, you'll want to bring a friend with you to share the screams and watch your back as you make your way through the horror. You definitely need someone to cling to, someone to hide behind, somebody to panic with you as you enter mind-ripping haunted houses inspired by the biggest names in horror. Face nightmarish creatures on streets twisted into sinister scare zones. Lose yourself in outrageous live entertainment filled with diabolical surprises. then escape to some of Universal Studios Florida's most exhilarating attractions. So the one that's really sticking out to me is live entertainment with diabolical surprises. I'm like, okay, what are we planning here? What kind of surprises are we planning?
Well, to be fair, I hope that as much as a lot of us, I feel like we could all agree that we want to see Carnival of Carnage return in some shape or form. We also do want new gags. We do want to see more creative ways to kill. But considering this is an anniversary year, this is kind of like a hit or miss whether there will be something new or they will be paying an homage to all the ways that they used to do their shows as well. So there's a lot that can go into this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Diabolical surprise.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. There is one thing that I'm worried about when it comes to this. Not the shows, but the event itself. I'm worried that it might be too Jack-centric. And it won't give the spotlight to some of the other icons. And I'm kind of worried that they're all gonna get brushed to the side. Like, as much as I love Jack, I would like to see the icons have their own thing as well.
I don't care.
Wow. Okay. Jesus.
I'm kidding.
Well, bye. That's the end of this episode.
No. Guys, if you guys actually saw me on YouTube, if you guys are watching me on YouTube, I got so close to my mic, and as he was saying that, and I'm like, Jack Stan.
Don't get me wrong. I love Jack. I just think, it being that big of an anniversary year, there have been plenty of other icons that I would love to get featured as well. Even if they're not, front and center, I still want something to do with the icons. But but announcing that Jack is going to be everywhere, I'm like, I don't want to see him take over the entire event. I kind of want to see the other icons get their fair share too.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Not that I'm against the idea because Rat Daddy. But other than that, I feel like with Jack, the reason why I wouldn't mind having him everywhere, if you guys just hear me out real quick, literally is just because we haven't had an icon in so long, and they only bring Jack out every so often years. But mind you, we can't also be super greedy or selfish, I guess, in a sense, because we do still get to see the icons in some shape or form throughout the years. And mind you, I feel like the perfect ideal event that they should go after is the Sweet 16 event, where everybody had the fair spotlight. Everybody had their recreated houses that they have done successfully in the past, but done better, and then everything else. I feel like because Jack is such an icon, and I feel like he's just so centered about the number one fear, irrational fear in other people. Because, a lot of people are scared of clowns. There's then the director, you're scared of dying because he wants to see you die in his film, like a Smog. And then, of course, there's the fear of dying, which I feel like this is where Caretaker kind of comes in. And then there's Julian Browning is a special individual because he's a very cool icon. Don't get me wrong, he's a very cool icon, but I feel like there should be more to him to make him a little bit more scary. And then storyteller, I feel like if her stories came more to life, I feel like she would be more of a relevant character, especially if she wrote more stories other than Tara Cruntis.
Yeah.
I feel like she would be the type to be telling the stories of Scary Tale or Tooth Fairy. Which, now that I think about it, this actually popped up in my head. Why is there a storybook? Why is there a Tooth Fairy? Storyteller.
That could be part of the storyteller thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm hoping for, that, there at least something in the houses has something to do with each of the icons. At least that would be, I think, enough for me. where they're at least they're represented in some way or form.
Yeah, I feel so too. And
Yeah.
because I feel with, like I said, the storyteller, everything that has to do with storybooks and also their stuff, and I feel like storyteller would be the one telling the
Hmm.
twisted story about the Tooth Fairy. And I don't know quite where Bride would fit in, but definitely, of course, Beetlejuice will always be an icon in some shape or form. But Puppet Theater could be Usher's.
Yeah, it could be
Um,
in like it could take place in the Universal Palace Theater.
yeah,
I'm thinking Bride could also somewhat be related to him because I remember part of his backstory is that he was like obsessed with the classic monster movies.
yeah. But
So
his
like,
favorite was Phantom of the Opera, though.
yeah, I know, but I mean like he had like a whole thing for the classic monsters. So I'm like that could be like him literally making a fan film with a director
Yeah,
now. Like that's my new headcanon. Bride of Frankenstein
yeah.
Lives is a fan film that he and the director are making.
Oh my God. I mean, the director kind of wants more murder. Like, he wants more death. This is more of a reviving, in a sense, happy story, but not
Yeah.
really.
Well,
It's still
maybe like the
scary.
actors that you see like getting hurt and stuff, maybe they're actually, like the actors themselves are getting hurt. Like I'm just gonna keep with my head canon, okay? I'm just gonna keep it on.
Their head cannons.
Yeah, that's my new thing right now.
Yeah, with the speculation map, then I feel, yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, we did talk about the spec map in our last
And
episode.
there's the but there is the also the HHN icons house. So does that mean that the HHN icons house is the Jack house, or is it the icons house that we have
Yeah,
gonna cross, or is Scary part of Jack's origin story?
possibly because I know Shady Brook
The,
is in Cary, Ohio, so that is a possibility.
yeah,
Um,
there's two oriented houses that could do with the icons in some
yeah.
shape or form.
Something that I think would also be interesting in terms of the marketing, how we had this Jack only promo trailer thing. Maybe at some point or another, each one of the icons will get their own little promo trailer thing, which I think
Yeah,
would be pretty cool. And of course, since Jack is the first original icon, it will be it's fair to do one for him first.
yeah.
But who knows? I might be going crazy again because I'm crazy in general. So who knows? I just want to see my other icon babies presented in some form or way.
I feel like ideally, I feel like year 20 was not super strong. I disagree with a lot of people as to this. But is that I am not a fan. I get it. I get it. I'm not a fan of Fear, at least not yet. I feel like I need to dig more into a story kind of basis with him because Fear, ideally, year 20 was the year for all the icons to shine, and they got all to be in one trailer. Everybody got to talk. There was a long ass freaking trailer,
Hmm.
kind of thing. And of course, besides the other icons that we didn't get to see, which is Lady Luck, Voodoo Queen, Chance, Bloody Mary, what have you.
Yeah.
But ideally, that trailer was everything. Fear was just an icon that was too weak, in my opinion. And I feel like if they were to have given more, I like the concept of the lantern. But I feel like what is more than just him, just carrying out. Oh, I'm actually the king of Horror Nights, and Jack is like basically my right hand man, and everybody's
Yeah.
just my slaves. The end. Like it's just.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like if this year was kind of like that, it would, and they did it better and they learned from that mistake. I feel like this would be a very much more intriguing
Hmm.
event. But it already is. The hype is there. I'm like high off this shit, but like if not, I would be to the moon right now and I would never come down.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think if there was anything else announcement wise or big news wise that got put out on this day. So yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything that got announced. I know it was quite a bit of stuff to go through. I think we were our patience paid off. We were gifted with quite a good amount of news and information, as well as merchandise, which is very nice.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that's all we have for now. So let's talk about where we can be found. But let's start with you, Vania.
So I can be found on YouTube and Twitter under HHN Cultist. I do makeup looks. I also do vlogs and anything that is horror or Universal Orlando or related. So if you guys are interested in that, come give me a follow. Talk to me. I don't bite much, kind of thing. But but we also have some other interesting people in the room. How about you, Yusuf?
Yes. So, for our podcast, if you are listening to it, you can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube as well. If you go through that, we also do have our socials on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And also on our YouTube, there's a new video that got posted a couple days ago that I made. It is on the life of Bela Lugosi. It's a very interesting time. I had a lot of
So
fun making
good.
that, and yeah, it was a lot of fun research to do. But then for my personal stuff, you can find me on Twitter at itbeyusef and on Instagram at yusef1220. And that's pretty much all I have right now.
Yeah, so you guys are all now all caught up if you guys have not been following the Halloween Horror Nights news.
Yep.
But I feel like we could be hearing a lot more, especially for those frequent fear passes, so we can all
Yep.
can go multiple nights. But other than that, we are now wrapping up in the grave kind of thing. So yeah,
So yeah, we will definitely talk to you guys later, and we will see you very, very soon in the
see you in
fog.
the fog. Hey,
Bye, everybody.
bye.